RKO performed by Randy Orton is the best finisher in WWE history. It's fast, brutal, reliable, and most importantly, you never know when and how it will be executed. After all, we associate Randy with the phrase "out of nowhere," which went viral and took over the entire internet. And what do you say, Logan? Your table splashes are nothing compared to Randy's. Of course, I'm just kidding. I appreciate what Logan has done. That was great too. However, the RKO as a finishing move is extremely spectacular and surprising, and it's just one move that captivates millions with its unpredictability. The acronym RKO stands for Randall Keith Orton, which is the full name of our Viper. It's needless to say how integral his finisher is to his character. The RKO can be executed traditionally on the mat, tables, chairs, cars, stairs, and more. Moreover, it can be performed from preparation, out of nowhere as a counter, or even out of love. What surprises me is the fact that the cutter move itself has been used in the world of pro wrestling. Yet over the years, through trying new things and figuring out how to execute and arrange the move better, Randy Orton created a legend. After all, each of us remembers and loves watching replays of the RKO on Evan Bourne, Seth Rollins diving right into the jaws of the snake, or my personal favorite, the RKO out of nowhere on Ricochet. I particularly appreciate these moments, because Ricochet fell quite controversially. Some might call it a series of botches that could have ended his career. However, others would recognize Ricochet's artistry and dedication, comparing him to stars like Dolph Ziggler or Mr. Perfect because, from a selling perspective, he delivered it at 300%. Oh, it must be said, Ricochet died. Shout out to BD. RKO is also one of those moves that every one of us has attempted at least once in our lives. Well, tried to execute. Don't try this at home. When we had friends or siblings watching WWE, we would still do such things. Those were the good old days. Looking at the RKO from today's perspective is probably similar. But another important aspect is when we first encountered Orton. Whether it was during his early days when he was a young kid and the RKO was more cartoonish and flying, or when he became the bald killer who disregarded everyone, or even with the latest mustache Viper persona. Of course, it's an oversimplification, but you know what I mean. It matters because when we watch something live for the first time, it feels more personal. And it's simply more enjoyable to look back. You can say to yourself, wow, those were the times I wish I could be at that time again. And until the time-traveling machine invented by the New Day becomes available to all of us, it could be a huge revelation. Please write in the comments when you first discovered Orton and what your favorite RKO moment is. I'm genuinely curious about your stories regarding Randy, whose career was put into question on May 20th, 2022. I hope it ends up being the best for Orton and the RKO, because I want to see Orton in action again. I'm confident in what I'm saying. Even if Orton were to transition into a semi-retired role, performing RKO during the presentation of Hall of Fame statues would be mandatory. Yes, that would be something. A farewell with a bang. But that's still a few years away, unless Orton ends up like Edge or Rey Mysterio. They are Hall of Famers, but they can still compete on PPVs or occasionally on SmackDown or Raw. I am not sure where that idea came from. It's mostly a marketing approach. Because you're saying theoretically these individuals shouldn't be competing, but for you, it's precisely for you that these golden legends of pro wrestling step in and put their lives and well-being on the line so you can witness something unimaginable. That's how it is, everything that is best for business. Until next time on Repeat a Wrestling.